Carrie Spencer here, talking to you about brain health, gut health, and all the other healths in between. I am a certified health coach. More importantly, I am a mother, I am a wife. I'm passionate about learning how to have optimal health for me and for my family, and I really enjoy sharing the information that I come across. I find that in the area of brain health especially, there are not as many people who are knowledgeable of the information that is around in terms of the science, in terms of what it actually takes to have great brain health. Unfortunately, the cutting edge information that's happening surrounding health, especially right now surrounding brain health, that Alzheimer's is preventable, that it's reversible, it's not mainstream. So I am simply taking the information that I digest, that I learn, that I gather, that I acquire, and doing my part in sharing it with you. Right now, big focus on brain health because there was a series called Alzheimer's, the Science of Prevention that was recently ran, and it shares how Alzheimer's is preventable, how you can put yourself in the position of not having to worry about Alzheimer's, how Alzheimer's is reversible, and how connected all other components of our health is to our brain health. And so the focus here is to get more people to care about the health of their brain, and therefore care more about the health of their overall health of themselves, because like I said, they're connected. Why am I so passionate about this? Because our brain is pretty important. Our brain is pretty important. I think it gets underestimated. I mean, your brain pretty much runs the show here. So to not care about your brain, in a sense, is saying that you don't care about you, because you are your brain. A big part of what makes you you is rooted in the brain. So I want to just make the conversation popular and cool and fun and exciting. But whenever it's not, just stick it out and understand that there's just certain parts of science that maybe it's just not exciting, but you stay with us. So yesterday we delved into episode 3, part 1, which was going over the Alzheimer's prevention toolkit. I listed the 11 tools yesterday and did a small summary. Now we're gonna break down each tool. All right, let's dive in. So let's talk DNA. We are all made up of DNA, which is our life code. Our DNA makes up our genes. So the genes can influence our life story, but they don't necessarily determine our future. What's cool is that we now know that we actually get a say-so in which genes are expressed. And expressed is another way of saying which genes are, I like to say, like, activated, which genes are activated. For a long time, the assumption was that whatever was in your genes, whatever was genetic for you, that's just what it would be. And that's not the case anymore, or it's been discovered that that is not the case, which is really exciting and also unfortunate if you don't take advantage of the fact that we now know this information. But for all intents and purposes, this is a game changer. This is a game changer. So the idea that we can influence our gene expression is called epigenetics. Epigenetics. The idea that we have some level of influence over our gene expression is very relevant to our overall health, because now you can, through genetic testing, you can find out so many things about your genes. And I want to say that there's more and more testing that's becoming available for you to understand your gene makeup, which helps you to know what genes you need to be activating and what genes you need to be leaving alone. And it also helps you in knowing what you should be putting into your body and what you should be eliminating or avoiding from your body, which is actually kind of cool. You can turn your genetic expression into a game of sorts. So that's kind of cool. If we have influence over if we have influence over what genes are expressed, then that really puts us in the driver's seat. And so I look at it like this. At one point in time, the thought was that the genes that you have are the genes you have, and they can be prominent or not, but that's kind of, like, that's not necessarily within your control. You get what you get, and that's what it is. So I think of remember in arcades back in the day, I don't know if they still have it now, but back in the day they had the little game where you have the little soft mallet, and the little squirrels might come up out of each hole, like randomly come out, and you're like looking to see and bang which squirrel into the hole, but you don't know which hole it's going to come up from. You don't know why it's going to come up. You don't know how fast it's going to come up. It's just kind of like random, and you're chasing it, trying to hit it. And if you see it, you can try to hit it. You might miss some. To me, that's kind of where we were with thinking about gene and gene expression. It's like you have these genes, and maybe it'll show up for you, maybe it won't, and it's just kind of like mayhem in a sense. This is how I formulate it to better understand. But come to find out, it's really more like, I'm about to go old school again. Do you guys remember You Can't Do That on Television? So remember on You Can't Do That on Television, where they're in the lockers, and it's like, hey, Jessica. Yeah, Carrie. So I think of genes I think of epigenetics like genes in lockers. And you get to determine which one you want to call out. So it's like, hey, obesity. Yeah, Carrie. And it's like, if you call obesity out of the locker, you are basically activating that gene. If you don't want to activate obesity, don't call her out of the locker. So knowing that, it helps you to understand how much power you really have in terms of your gene expression. Now, in alignment with the amount of power you have, that also means that every step you take, every move that you make, every step you take, I'm not gonna do that. Every step you take impacts the epigenetics. So your decision to eat a donut versus an apple, your decision of parking away from the door so you can walk, or taking the flight of steps as opposed to the elevator, your decision in getting rest, your decision in doing meditation, reducing your stress level, all of these have a direct impact on your gene expression. Every single move that you make. So ultimately, you determine how you play with your genes. Okay, so let's move on. Another amazing tool we possess is the ability to grow new brain cells through a process called neurogenesis. That's the second tool, neurogenesis. Neuro means neurons, as in the cells in the brain. Genesis means new beginning. So put them all together. What do you get? Research shows that we maintain the ability to grow new brain cells our entire lifetimes, well into our 90s. What's also cool is that through dietary implementation and exercise, we can stimulate the neurogenesis process. So once again, we are well in control over this process in our brains. Now, this is interesting because Dr. Perlmutter, he said that when he was in medical school, they were taught that we had a finite number of brain cells, and that basically as you get older, they die off. And he said that his professors told them that if they, for every beer they drank, they lost 30 to 40,000 brain cells. So I'm just giving you an example of what doctors that we would under normal circumstances go to for cognitive decline, what they were taught in medical school versus what has been discovered back in the 80s and 90s about epigenetics, about neurogenesis. This is huge, that we can actually grow our brain cells.
My moment.
You want to do another one?
I don't like working with amateurs.
Kevin?
But you know what, Carrie?
What?
Part of me won't play it. I did. I felt like I was getting smarter.
You
Just the simple fact that I came up with the, hey man, if you want to be smart, just go get smarter.
Yeah,
That's
but that is so true.
True.
If you want to be smarter, go get smarter.
Just go get smarter.
And now, to show how smart you're really getting, you can tell people, I can get smarter because of neurogenesis.
I don't know about that, but I know that I just feel like I am smarter.
I was telling Joe about, because he heard me, Joe is my husband. I was telling Joe about...
Yes, I am a husband.
He just heard what I said about neurogenesis. And what did you say? So we can...
I said, so are you telling me that I can get smarter?
So...
I'm tired of hitting my head on the same rock.
So I told him, I told you guys I listened to Tom Bilyeu and on Impact Theory, and he was talking about how at one point in time he really thought that he was, like he was dumb. And then finally he did research on the brain, and he learned about neurogenesis, neuroplasticity, and realized that he could generate new brain cells. So even if he was, quote unquote, dumb in an area, he could do something about it. So now that became a game changer for him because it was back in his control. So Joe was really excited by that discovery, because now, what's our slogan? Get smart. Wait, what?
If you want to be smart, just go get smart.
If you want to be smart, go get smart. And you could do it through neurogenesis. Another tool, if you will, is neuroplasticity. So we can also rewire and reshape our brains through a process called neuroplasticity. So neuro, again, we're talking about the neurons, and plasticity, think of pliable, of plastic, of movable, changeable, flexible. So again, it's kind of like Play-Doh, it's putty, we can form it, we can shape our brain, we can sculpt it, we can, between neuroplasticity, neurogenesis, and epigenetics, you can kind of do the cheat code, if you will, for having a really healthy brain. In the spirit of neuroplasticity, the neurons in our brains gather and transmit signals through a complex network. There are more than 100 billion neurons communicating through trillions and trillions of connections in the human brain, and this vast network is modifiable. It can grow new connections throughout our lifetime. So listen, guys. Use the plasticity in your brain to your advantage. Use all of what you know about your brain, even at this point. Use all of what you know to your advantage. Do what you need to do to ensure great brain health, regardless of the genetic hand that you were dealt. Okay, so those were the first 3 tools of our Alzheimer's prevention toolkit. I am going to touch on tool number 4 tomorrow, and depending on how much time I have, I'll go into the 5th tool as well. Remember, if you found any value in this video, please hit the like button. Please share it. It doesn't cost you a thing other than a little click to share it with your family, with your friends, and your social network. If you're seeing this on YouTube, please be sure to hit the subscribe button. You can also hit the notifications button. Well, what do they say? Smash the bell. Smash that bell. Wait, smash the like button. Hit the bell. I don't know. I got to ask my kids what they say. But hit the bell. And if you're seeing this on Instagram, then you can like the video, but also you can hit the notification button so that you know when I post in the future. I am determined to get these videos out daily, if not every other day, while we're doing the brain health component. Oh, and comment, please talk to me, comment. What did you already know? What didn't you know? What's your takeaway? What don't you understand? Just talk to me, engage. I would love to see your comments, love to get an idea for who's watching these videos. Yeah. So until next time, I wish everyone a wonderful, happy, healthy, harmonious, exciting, fun evening if you're watching it at night, and if you're watching it in the daytime, I hope that you have a wonderful, happy, healthy, bright day. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.